this video I'm going to show you 5 of the 18 most important strumming patterns that you can ever know as a guitarist. Now I happen to be using my acoustic guitar for this, but these are just as applicable for electric guitar as they are for acoustic, so these will work for either one. Basically what I did is I looked at music in general, and I'm talking about pop and rock and blues and just kind of folk music and even ballads and that kind of thing. And I identified 18 of the most common strumming patterns, and these will help you, once you memorize these strumming patterns, they will help you learn songs faster and easier, because you'll be like, hey, I already know that strumming pattern. Then all you have to do is learn the chords, because there's actually 2 sections of our brain going on simultaneously. That is, we've got to learn the chords, okay, so we have to be able to actually fret and play the chord. And then the other part is we have to actually be able to execute the rhythm. So we have to be able to actually play the rhythm, right? So there's kind of like 2 independent things. And what I recommend you do is you learn the rhythm first, and then you go back and add the chord. So what I'm going to do on each one of these is show you the strumming pattern, and then I'm going to show you the chords, okay? This is kind of weird, but if you break these things down into the smallest possible part that you can, it becomes a lot easier to learn. And actually, even though you're kind of like, well, I'm only playing the rhythm and not the chords and the rhythm, you think it might take you longer to learn the new song, but actually it's the exact opposite. It takes you less time if you break each component down individually. So let's start out with the first pattern, and let me play it for you and then I'll break it down for you, okay? So the first pattern is really simple, and we're just going to use 2 different chords, a C chord and an A minor chord. And of course, I'm going to give you the chords for this and the strumming patterns and everything, but I just want to make sure that I identify those chords for you. All right, so here we go. So the first one sounds like this. Okay, that just sounds like a classic kind of folk rhythm, right? That's what you need to know. There's like a million songs with that rhythm. So let's just take it really slowly, and let me identify the symbols that you see in this tab that I've given you here. Okay, you see the thing that looks kind of like an upside down U or like a football helmet? Well, that means a downstroke, okay? When you see the V, that means an upstroke. So I've given you the actual rhythmic downstroke and upstroke here, so you'll know exactly which way you should be going, down or up. So this one is very simple, okay? I'm going to take the chord part out of it, I'm just going to mute the string, and I'm just going to play the rhythm for you. The first one goes like this. Okay? Let me do that slowly for you and tell you where I'm going, down or up. Here we go. It's down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? Again, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, let me give you a kind of an insider secret. What you want to do is, I'm not actually playing all 6 strings on the downstroke and the upstroke. What I'm doing on the downstrokes is I'm just catching what we call the bottom strings. The bottom strings are the 6th, 5th, and 4th. Then on the top strings, when I'm doing the upstroke, I'm just grabbing the top strings, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string. So it's like this. It's down. When I go down, I'm just hitting the bottom strings, and then on the upstrokes, I'm just catching like sometimes just the 1st and 2nd string, and sometimes 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Okay, so here it goes. When we put it all together, it's. Okay, now on the second one, it's very much like the first, just a little bit different. Let me play it for you once, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so let me count it for you. It's down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So really slowly, it would be like this: down, down, up, down, up. Okay, again, down, down, up, down, up. Okay, it's a little bit syncopated, which means you're basically emphasizing the offbeat, what we call the offbeat, okay? So down, down, up, down, up. And you could tap it like this. Down, down, up, down, up. And that's the way I actually break things down to the very smallest component part, right? So even just tapping, that's even easier than doing the strum, right? So once you can tap it, then you can strum it, then you can play the chords, and then you can put it together. And that's actually the way I learn new songs myself. You know, I'll learn the rhythm and then the chords, and then I try to put it together. All right, so that is the second one. Okay, cool. Now we're on to the third most important strumming pattern that I think that you need to know as a guitarist. All right, and let me play it for you and then we'll talk about it. It's going to go like this. Okay, so this one's going to go down, down, up, up, down, up. Okay, let me do it really slowly for you. And by the way, between the measures, basically the rhythm pattern is going to stay the exact same for each measure on all these exercises that I'm showing you, all these different strumming patterns. All you're doing is switching chords. So if you find it difficult to switch chords, just don't switch. Just learn the rhythmic pattern just with one simple chord, and then once you get it, you can practice on moving and switching that chord. So okay, so here's number 3. Slowly, it goes down, down, up, up, down, up. And again, remember, on the downstrokes, just get like the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. On the upstrokes, you're just going to grab the top strings. You don't have to go like, okay, that's kind of hard. Just don't take it too seriously. Just hit the bottom strings and just grab the top strings on the upstrokes. So it's down, down, up, down, up. Okay, let's play it. Let's see, let me play the right chord. Here we go. All right. Okay, for our fourth must-know pattern, it's going to go like this. So this one has a lot of upstrokes, okay? It's a lot of kind of like syncopation. So let's do it kind of slowly. It's down, up, down, up. Okay, and do that again. It's down, up, down, up. One more time. And actually I'll go a lot slower this time. It's down, up, down, up. Okay, and then when you put the chords with it, I'll play it slowly. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And notice that on those upstrokes, I'm really just kind of grabbing the top 2 strings. So don't stress out over playing all the strings. Remember, downstrokes, just grab the bottom ones. Upstrokes, just grab the top. Okay, for our 5th pattern, we're going to move into a different time signature. So the first 4 patterns that I showed you are in what we call 4/4 time. So there's 4 beats per measure, and a quarter note gets 1 beat. So all of the first 4 patterns are in 4/4. This one, we're going to switch it up, and it's going to be 3/4. So we're going to have 3 quarter notes per measure, and a quarter note is still going to get a beat. It's a very simple, straightforward 3/4 strumming pattern. It's going to sound like this. Okay, so it's real simple. It's down, down, up, down, up. That's all it is. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so there's 3 beats of measure. This would be 1, 2, and 3, and. That's the way you would count it. And then remember, this is really important. In this particular one that I'm showing you, and I've given you these chords, we're only really playing on the top 3 strings. So we've got just really simple. And And again, I've shown you a couple of, maybe some new chords you're not quite familiar with. There's sus chords called suspended chords, that S-U-S. That's what that stands for, is suspended or suspension. So I have a D chord in here, then I have a D sus, which just means you just lift up that middle finger here, and you're playing basically an open E, where you usually have an F sharp. And then we have a D sus 4, where we're having the G, where we normally have the F sharp. Okay, so we have the D chord, the sus 2, then the D sus 4, and then back to the D. And then the rhythm is very straightforward. Classic strumming pattern you need to know as a guitarist. If you dug this video, do me a big favor and click the like button below and post your comment and let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.